one thing the NFL is going to do is they are going to make it harder for defenses to play defense. They've proven over and over and over that their goal is to make it harder and harder for defenses to tackle, for them to make plays, for them to do anything. And what happens when you take away the defense's ability to make plays, you naturally impact the game of football. I think that's why Tom Brady came out and said the game is different. I think that's why if you go listen and hear what any defensive player is saying, they're kind of like WTF, because it's hard. You have to think about what we're players in the NFL are getting faster. They're getting stronger. They're getting harder to defend. Go look at some of these offensive players. Go look at their numbers. Go look at how fast they're moving. Go look at what they're doing. So now the offensive player can do whatever they want. They can run however they want. They can do whatever they want. However, the defensive player has to make sure they don't tackle this. They don't do this. They don't go high. They don't go too low. They don't go too last minute. They know where the ball is at. They turn their hips the right way. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're doing all of these things. Not to mention, the biggest thing for me on why this is a big deal is because this is another way the NFL can control the games. This is another way the NFL can say, oh, penalty, 15 yards. Like, did you see that? 15 yards. Did you see that? This is another way where we are giving them power to make calls based off of what they see. And the defense just has to deal with it. The defense just has to figure it out. At the end of the day, when are they going to just put flags on these players? When are they going to put flags on and say, you have to grab one flag means you're down, this way. If you grab two flags, that means you lose 5 yards. I don't know. But at this point, what is going to be left? Like, at what point will we actually put flags on players? That's an honest question. At what point? At what point will we say, you know what? You can actually no longer tackle. You actually physically can no longer tackle. We have put rules in place that are actually not going to allow you to not tackle, that are going to make it so where you can't tackle. So because of that, we have to put flags on. That's what we're going to. Why don't we just do it? I think it's wild. And we also all know there are certain teams and certain quarterbacks that have privilege of not always getting flags thrown that work in their favors. So how does this rule change things? It helps the guys that usually get calls. It helps the teams that usually get calls. This is just what the NFL does. They always say they want to make the game this, they want to make the game that, they want to make the game this. The only thing they want to do is to keep the money rolling in. The only thing they want to do is to make sure this sport continues to grow and that it continues to be more popular and more popular and more popular. If they really cared about player safety, like they're acting like they cared about player safety, they would not continue adding games to the schedule. We're now up to an 18-week season. They would not do that. It used to be 16 weeks. They've changed that. Why? Because of money. They can say whatever they want, but you cannot claim player safety and then on the back end continue to do things to make player safety worse. For example, traveling all over the world to play a football game. Traveling impacts your body, it impacts your sleep, it impacts everything. But hey, the NFL wants to grow their game. They want to make more money. So yes, we're going to make it safer for you to play football, but we're also going to make it harder for you to play if you're on defense. Make sense? Everything makes sense, right? And because they're $1 billion industry, we're all still going to watch. We're all still going to enjoy it. And now we're just going to continue to complain when something happens. The refs will continue to have terrible calls and they will continue to not be held accountable. That's what actually needs to be voted on. What needs to be voted on are the officials. We need to have these officials actually be paid full-time employees of the NFL. Full-time employees, full-time everything, give them benefits because they're part-time. And I feel like if we continue to go down this road, the game is going to continue to change. What's going to be done about it? Nothing. Because as long as the NFL is making billions upon billions upon billions upon billions, nothing is ever going to change because this is entertainment and this is a business and their job is to make money, and it doesn't matter what rules they change. As long as that money's still rolling in, they're going to continue to do whatever they can. They're going to continue to add games. They're going to continue to make these players travel. That's just who they are. They actually don't care about anything other than making money. And if you don't agree with that, I don't know what to tell you. But open your eyes, pay attention to what's going on. This is entertainment. This is for entertainment purposes. And when you are entertainment, you're making money. So the rest of us just need to deal with it. It just is what it is.